To Tradespoon. My name is Vlad Karpel. I'm CEO and founder of Tradespoon. And today we're going to have a live trading room open to trade stock and options using Tradespoon technology. For those of you who are new, welcome. If this is your first live event, do me a favor, type in first. I always want to welcome new subscribers. Disclosures are very important. Please read them. You can always pause the screen if you need more time to read the disclosures. All right, let me know if anyone is new. All right, let's see if anything changed since this morning. So I did close the 157.5 put, and I closed 167.5 put for $1.20. So maybe slightly positive, slightly, I have to do good calculation. But on the short side, I was able to close for a profit, about $1. On the options, so I did the ratio spread, so I lost about 40 cents on the options. So overall, just breaking even. At this point, after the FOMC meeting notes, right from the last meeting, market had a strong rebound. QQQ closed the gap. Spiders also closed the gap. At some point, I think it turned positive. And now, last hour of the session, ADI is off of its session lows. TJX is up 4%. Cisco up 35 basis points. So we're going to do Cisco call, right? That's what we talked about. Let me just make sure that yellow tunnel has it. Yep. Okay. And Cisco can move up to 10%. So 10% would be, at this point, is about $5. It's 52. I'm not sure if there's enough premium at 52 calls. Let's see. Let's see what are we doing. Cisco, 7%. After 9%. So 7%, 350, 49, 50. It's right on that border. Let's see, 50 call. That will be the previous earnings drop. Okay. So let's sell to open. $50 call. And then I have to do a hedge. $53. All right, so that's Cisco trade. Put Cisco can move, especially after the last earnings. Probably don't want to take that risk. Right, it moved 15%, so there's not enough premium for these puts, and so I don't feel comfortable selling puts. But calls, it's been a weaker stock, especially technology, so it makes sense. Maybe if you are bearish, maybe take this proceeds. I'm thinking about take some of that proceeds and maybe just buy a straight put, out of the money put. If you're bearish on Cisco. But go out to next week, let's see. So the ratio spread. So for so take that proceeds and buy what? I'm gonna go into the next week because I think they might have a bearish earnings like they did last time. So within the estimated move, so Cisco does have to drop, close to 10%, which it can. But I'm going into the next week to give myself more time, especially if the market rolls over. And I'm using it to finance. So it's synthetic stock, right? You can think of it, you're selling calls to finance long put. So just derivative. So put, I'm long. So I'm long 42 put that expires not this Friday, but next Friday. Because, potentially it can, I mean, it's weaker than other technology stocks. It's just close the gap. I mean, it can or cannot. I mean, we'll just have to see. So I sold the 50 put because I don't think it's gonna, break through this overhead resistance. On the other hand, potentially, if I have to take the side, I think there's more risk to the downside in Cisco. So I bought 42 call that expires tomorrow. I mean, and it doesn't have to drop to 42. We saw was ADI today, right? It can. It can have one day move down and in next week sell another, same distance. So I'm just giving myself more time for that trade to go in direction. Meanwhile, ADI is, let's see, we are at 215. Looks like it's losing momentum. Let's see how's KKQ. Looks like KKQ is dropping too. All right, so sell short ADI again. Let's see if we can maybe make this profitable trade this time. Sell short, let's do 30 shares. 169.01. Okay, let's see if we can buy to cover. buy to cover, make another dollar. It's 68. I'll close it by end of the day. See if that trade can repeat the same trade. So spiders is turning negative again. QQQ is down. Let's see what else. Let's review the rest of the market. Let me know if you have any questions. Thomas Scott is off today. He'll be there tomorrow at the closing. Thank you, Thomas. All right, so let's see. So materials weak, metal miners weak, 3% down. Germany is weak. Again, strong dollar rebounded, facing this overhead resistance. We had a pretty big rally in the past couple of days in the dollar. So metals and miners, home builders, emerging market, that's all being affected. Value stocks. Then you have small cap stocks pulling back 1.5%, transportation pulling back 1.5%, banks 0.5%, and the leading is semiconductors, right? It looks, it's a pretty big overhead resistance, and it literally spends almost 50, the entire year. So semiconductors pulling back. Risk off. I would watch treasury market, right? You have a 39 basis points, right? I think we were 46 basis points before in the morning. Now we're 39 basis, but still yield inversion, treasury pulling back. High yield pulling back, right? Big drop in high yield. I would watch that pattern, right? That's pretty bearish. It's important for bulls to hold on, high yield to hold on to this level. If it breaks to this level, I think the entire market will follow. Short-term oversold, right? And ARC kind of, again, proxy for high yield and risk taking, right? So I would watch high yield and ARC. They're usually good leading indicator where the market can go next. So it's important this week for the bulls to hold on to this level. If it doesn't, then I think the pullback will accelerate. Meanwhile, I would just, spiders still, one day doesn't set the trend. As long as we are above 417, bulls are in control. Gold miners pulling back, silver pulling back. Talked about metal miners, copper, all pretty weak. And that's about it. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, the rest of the positions, let's see. FCX. So we talked about FCX. I have put spread. It's 25, 30, 25 put spread and 35 call, no changes. Still have a IWM September position, will probably expire. Well, we'll see. I mean, it still has some bid. So maybe it'll pick up if the market continues to sell off. I mean, biggest hedge is in QQQ position. I still have 330, 350 call spread, 240 put. Keep adding to SH. If you can't hedge using options, then the inverse ETF stock is another way to hedge. Morgan Stanley, right? Morgan Stanley. Been trading around this position. It's kind of not going anywhere for now. And then XLF and XOP. XLF is bearish, 35 put, and financing this was 35, 38 call, right? Kind of similar strategies I'm doing Cisco right now, right? Selling call spread and use that premium to finance the long put, because long put is losing money, especially if this drop below 20 level. And then XOP. 130, 120 put spread and 145, 150 call spread. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, search for the word Tradespoon and click on subscribe to get more videos. And every day we'll get an update on where I think the market's heading. Plus you can participate. Well, you guys can participate closing bell anyway. Any other questions? On YouTube, we're live on YouTube. So again, please like us, subscribe if you find this content useful. Live trading room, click on subscribe. You'll get an update. Every day we're posting videos. If you watch the video and you find the content useful, please share it on any forums you belong to, whether it's Wall Street Maven or Facebook groups or Instagram. Copy the link and share it. Put some couple of words why you find this useful. We want to reach wider audience. We want to help as many subscribers as we can. If you find this video useful, I'm going to make an assumption that other people find it useful as well. All right. Meanwhile, let's see. Anything else? So about 35 minutes left in the market. All right, so it looks like ADI tested session high and pulled back. Technology looks like better, almost closed the gap, but pulled back. Gave up on all of its gains from after the Fed meeting. TJX at 69. I don't know if you guys have any questions. And let's look at ADI. Looks like it's again retesting this level. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Any Fed feedback on the Fed meeting? Well, so far it's kind of neutral, right? Originally it went up and then it went down. So it's an old meeting. There is no surprise. I think the main point was, I was reading this in briefing. What did they say? Our friends at briefing. The major averages, blah, 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 FOMC July policy meeting, which showed that all participants agreed that it was appropriate to raise target rate for the federal funds rate 75 basis points. The benchmark, okay. Notably, some participants indicated that once the policy rate had reached a sufficient restriction level, it's likely to be appropriate to maintain that level for some time to ensure inflation is firmly on path to back to 2%. So nothing is new. Nothing, I mean, Fed seems to stay the course and gonna continue to raise interest rates until there is they don't want to repeat the same mistakes in 80s inflation, where as soon as they let go the rates, inflation came back, right? So it's reasonable to assume that Fed is going to continue to raise rates. In terms of yield, I mean, we are up 3%, but again, nothing out of ordinary, right? It's kind of trading in this tight range. It's not rallying, it's actually weak, right? Yield are heading lower, despite 75 basis points raised in September, most likely, maybe 50 basis points or October. So we'll just have to see. Fred, anything else on earnings? I did Cisco in my personal account. I did BJ Club, BJ Wholesale Club. I did sell 60 put. It's not liquid, right? It's trading in 10 cents. I mean, market cap, small cap, volume is okay. It does expire this Friday because it's August expiration this Friday. So I kind of did a small trade, sold 60 put. Just confirm that that's there. Yeah, 60 put expires this Friday. It can be volatile, right? It's 15% out, $7, so maybe 14% out of, I mean, last time it was volatile, right? It dropped, rebound, so it can definitely be a volatile stock. So, something to consider. I did not do the calls because I think it's extremely volatile on the upside. Right, BJ can move 20% to the upside, right? I'm not saying it will, but here it rallied, 20%. I mean, will it rally 20% now? Probably not. But it seems like retail's they're holding up pretty well. Walmart lows target TJX there. Yeah, stay in the course. All right, 237. Let's see. Looks like ADI continues to rally. Maybe I need to close this trade. Yeah, looks like it's breaking out. Spiders, semis are pulling back. ADI, let's see, and what else? It looks like it's heading higher. So, okay, I'm gonna get out of the trade. Don't want to cause more sell-off. All right. So I'm out of ADI. It did not sell off towards the end of the session. So I'm out of ADI, out of the puts, out of the calls, so I'm out of this trade. QQQ is, looks like it's pre-announcement, so give up all of the gains after the announcement. Same is also a little bit lower. Any questions? Bearish call spread and TJX. I mean, call spread, it means you're holding this position at least for a few days, and it's pretty good, strong. You know, on a down day, it's up. So I would personally not. I mean, I'm a momentum trader. You know, momentum is behind TJX, and market can continue going higher. I would not sell calls on TJX personally. TJX last, hold on a second. No, I think it's okay. Do you see ADI? I think it's unfrozen now. Fixed, okay. You like BJ? Yeah, I mean, there's always a risk, right? Could, you know, I think the biggest risk is that it's illiquid, but tomorrow is Thursday, and then we have Friday, so you really only have 2 days. You know, if it was Tuesday, I would be very concerned. Thursday, we'll see. And it really has to give up, you know, basically the entire rally since the June, which may or may not happen. We'll see. Costco, strong. Kroger. Yeah, I mean, they're all holding up pretty well. Yeah, thank you, Fred. All right, I do want to leave a little bit earlier. I have a meeting. So I'm going to stick around maybe for the next couple of minutes just to make sure you guys don't have any questions before we move away. Thank you, John. All right, guys. I'm going to take off. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow morning. We do have a live webinar at 12 o'clock Central tomorrow on Yellow Tunnel. We're going to talk about trading psychology and Stoic philosophy and how it can be used in trading. Please join tomorrow. Thank you. Faust, Phil, John, thank you.